everybody, and welcome to Screenwipe, a programme all about television. I'm Charlie Brooker, except I'm not, obviously. I'm Charlie Brooker, and I'll be your host for this short series, which basically consists of reviews of other TV programmes, features about the ghastly backside of television, and loads of other stuff which should hopefully prove just entertaining enough to stop you slashing your own throat open with a bit of old tin. Actually, that's our mission statement. Now, being a judgmental nincompoop, you've probably already decided whether you actually like me or not, even though I've only been on screen for 25 seconds. Of course, I haven't exactly helped things by calling you a nincompoop, acting the smart-ass with that clapperboard there, and generally being a bit bloated and weird-looking. In fact, I'm probably well on my way to being the worst TV presenter you've ever seen. But then, what exactly is a TV presenter anyway, huh? TV presenters are basically imaginary friends, and they come in four main types, the first of which is the chummy neighbour.
Morning to you. Coming up on the show today, get your man all hot under...
This is a non-threatening, cheery sort of person, often spotted during the daytime schedule, providing solace to the shattered and housebound. They smile a lot, they maintain eye contact, and unlike real people, they seem to genuinely like you. Of course, that's an illusion. Why would they like you? They don't even know you. You could be sitting around jetting heroin into your eyeball, defacing a library book and drowning a kitten in a bucket for all Lorraine Kelly knows. She's still going to smile at you. Yes, it's obvious, but it's also incredibly easy to forget that no matter how hard they grin, no one on TV cares whether you live or die. As far as they're concerned, you're less significant than a smudge on a bathroom tile or, I don't know, half a sponge finger. Presenter type number 2 is the expert. Experts range from the erudite lecturer you wish you'd had at school to the approachable goon who knows shitloads about potatoes.
And put them in their new home.
One of the best TV experts ever was Dr. Jacob Bronowski, who wrote and presented The Ascent of Man. Just watch how he delivers this next sequence.
And from that moment, I was totally committed to thinking about what makes man what he is. In the scientific work that I've done since then, the literature that I've written, and in these programs.
Oh, it's like being cuddled by your granddad, isn't it? In a good way, I mean. He's simply overjoyed to be just telling you stuff, and he does so with a warm, quiet dignity.
Exact and beautiful adaptation.
For a measure of just how dignified Bronowski is, let's compare him with comedy youth presenter Justin Lee Collins. This is Lee Collins.
I'm Justin Lee Collins, and my love is bigger than the ocean. Fuck on.
And this is Bronowski.
There are only 6 or 7 essentially distinct skulls.
Lee Collins.
Gary Rhodes' spotted dick.
Bronowski.
Which is almost indistinguishable from the foot of modern man.
Lee Collins. Bronowski.
A searchlight into the history of man.
One day someone's going to make a great road movie in which those two have to, I don't know, drive a van across Germany. Or at least they would if Bronowski wasn't dead and if Lee Collins was vaguely tolerable. In at number 3, vapid eye candy. The sort of person you could be forgiven for thinking is only on the box because they look sort of nice.
Prices seem to... Let me just get my hair wiggling.
And I'm Kelly Brown.
Oh, yeah.
But who cares? Then who cares?
Ah, lovely. But being a pretty televised puppet has to be the least meaningful job in the universe. Even the average toilet attendant does more to further the cause of mankind. Despite this, they're some of the most celebrated people in the country. It's like the world's gone mad.
What's the smallest part of your own body you'd be prepared to cut off to win a picnic with Kate Thornton?
Probably move our arm.
My little toe.
Probably my ears. My little finger. I think I'd have to give that picnic a miss.
Finally, presenter type 4, the vaguely ironic cheerleader. Check him
Thank you
out.
so much. Hello and welcome to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross.
No, they get upset if you call them monkeys.
Knowing, witty, relaxed, urbane, just the sort of person you can imagine holding court at a dinner party. Go on, admit it. You'd love to be busy mates with them, wouldn't you? Hey, wouldn't you? Hey? Well, don't let your mind waste its breath. They're just a more sophisticated version of our first presenter type, the chummy neighbour. That's all. You fell for it. So, which kind of presenter am I going to be? Well, hopefully an all-new one, the incompetent, obnoxious misanthrope. or the bloated smart-ass, depending on how you look at it.
I thought it was a dolmio day, no?
It is a
Oh, these things freak me out. But you can't mix puppets and real food. It doesn't go.
But there's more chunks on the display. Shh, Papa.
I mean, what have they got? Internal organs made of felt or something?
But Mama, he's got more chunks.
Don't worry. When you taste this...
Oh, it just makes me feel ill. No, I am not a morning person at the best of times. I can remember the worst start I ever had to the day was when my doorbell rang at 7 o'clock in the morning. I opened it, and there, standing in the doorway, was a tramp with a can of petrol in one hand and his penis in the other. But even that doesn't compare to the early morning horror that is the Jeremy Kyle Show on ITV1.
Life-changing results. That's the Jeremy Kyle Show. Next.
Typically cheery start to the show there, although it's not really fair to call it a show because it's more of a distinguished public forum for civilised debate. Sorry, did I say civilised debate? Because what I actually meant to say was it's a non-stop bellowing festival in which a cast of people who resemble sort of aquatic livestock chart the outer limits of incomprehension.
I'm fine with you. The ugliest thing I've ever seen. I wouldn't charge you for bath pole.
Anyway, so far so Trisha. But the show's unique selling point is Jeremy himself, a man who's prepared to get far more stuck in than other, less ominous talk show hosts might dare.
I am not having language like that, and you both go off if it continues. That is the rule, okay? End of.
Yeah, none of that. None of... You listen to Jeremy. You listen good.
Read that. On national television. You read it.
Yeah, go on, read it. I want you to read it.
I want you to read it out.
No, you read it.
No, you read it.
And then I want you to do a little bloody jig, okay? Woohoo, look at me. Sometimes he's good cop.
This is a brave lady. Marina on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Sometimes he's bad cop.
Do you honestly, you amoeba of a man, do you honestly believe that that is the right way to behave? Seriously. Answer me.
Sometimes he's evangelical cop.
They love you, and she loves you, and you want to buy into that because that is love, and it is loyalty, and it is concern, and you want to use that and channel it to do something about your life, because you can beat this, don't you think, ladies and gentlemen?
And sometimes he's, well, he's a bit like this.
Can you do me a favour?
Yeah.
Take those glasses off a minute. Okay. You're too beautiful.
So traumatised and beautiful.
You know what? Too intelligent and far too sweet for that, isn't that right?
Let's cry on me.
Go further, sweetheart. I think you're beautiful.
Oh, cry on it.
Old enough to be your dad, sadly.
Oh, cry on it, bitch.
I don't mean that as it sounds.
You're so beautiful. Oh. But at least you can never accuse Jeremy Kyle of needlessly stirring things up.
You must be mightily glad you're not in this relationship anymore.
Oh, I'm glad, mate.
Why'd you sleep with him 3 weeks ago, then?
There's a word for people like Jeremy Kyle. Sinister. I'm not saying Jeremy Kyle is Satan. I'm just saying you could easily cast him as Satan, especially if you wanted to save money on special effects.
The world and his dog has been banging on about Lost. Oh, it's so mysterious! No, it isn't. It's arbitrary nonsense. If you're after a far superior US TV series, here's a few I recommend so hard it hurts. First, The Shield, which shows regularly on 5 and is available on DVD. It charts the ups and downs in a fictional LA borough perpetually on the brink of disaster. The central character is Vic Mackey, a sort of good cop, bad cop rolled into one. He's played by Michael Chiklis, who looks so much like Ross Kemp it's embarrassing, although fortunately he can act.
Okay, thanks, fellas.
Then there's The Wire on FX and also available on DVD. I don't have time to detail just how brilliant this is, but it's possibly the finest TV series ever made, better even than The Sopranos, for instance. Thrilling, tragic, shocking, and almost obscenely absorbing. It takes a couple of episodes to get into, but once you're in, you are in. Buy the box sets, watch it from the start, and you are in for a treat.
Yippee!
Finally, Deadwood, which airs on Sky and is also out on DVD. Another series so good it's downright humiliating, featuring a fantastic performance from erstwhile Lovejoy, Ian McShane.
I need to fuck something. Trixie!
I simply can't stress enough how good all three of these shows are. Make a note, The Shield, The Wire and Deadwood. Just get them.